Colors in English. We are in a workshop. Yesterday we made my knitted Beanie with braids, and yesterday I made the pattern I showed you with this little pattern, and I will make the braids. I will show you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your like. Yesterday we had 11,000 views. Thank you so much. I will show you my knitted. I have this pattern in Spanish, but thank you for your like, my dear friend. I had this pattern in my channel in Spanish, but had yet or now YouTube make the subtitles in a lot of language. This is my knitted Beanie with braids. And today I will show you how I made the braids. Yesterday we made here in the workshop how I make the stitches, the cast on, the rib stitch, double rib stitch, and I showed you too how you can calculate for your Beanie. In this pattern you can watch all the step by step. Is in Spanish, but now YouTube make the translation. Thank you to be here. So when we wait a little that come more people to watch, I will make more rows. Look, this is the waistband for the Beanie. I made the rib stitch. To me, the front of the work always is where is the yarn of the beginning in the right side. To me, this is the border, the front. But in this Beanie, I made a little trick for that. The waistband is like double. So I made this 2 rows of purl stitches. You can watch yesterday how I made it. And our work, look, turn. This is for our braid or our Beanie is more for the cold. So this pattern is ready in my channel in Spanish, and yesterday I saw if I can change the subtitles, and yeah, you can see the subtitles. In this Beanie that I made in my channel in Spanish, this is the reverse, but when we turn, the front come here. So the reverse, in the reverse of my work, I will make the cross of the braids. Now only I make the design that I made yesterday. I showed you step by step. Between every braid, we have the purl stitches. And every braid in this Beanie has 6 knit stitches. So in this little pattern, I have 3 braids that I will make. By example, this is one. Here I have 6 stitches. And between braids, here is the first braid. Between, I have here 5 purl stitches. In this another space between the braids, I have 5 purl stitches. Here I have 4 rows. And here is another braid with 6. The braids always will have the 6 knit stitches. You must calculate and you can design your own Beanie. You can make the stitches that you want. But remember, the braids can be one, you can make the cross from braids 1 to 1, 2 or 2, 3 and 3, like this, 4 and 4 maybe, but it's not possible more stitches for the cross because it's a little difficult. I will show you in my next workshops, don't worry. We will make different braids. Look, in this space, I have only 4 stitches. So between the braids, I have not in all the places where the purl stitches, I have not exactly, because we must calculate with multiple of number 4 for make the braids and to make the rib stitch. I will show you. We pull here. And look, this is the rib stitch, double, because we have 2 knit stitches and 2 purl, 2 knit, 2 purl. So when I begin with these 2 knit, when we join, we must close our work, the pattern must continue in the rib stitch. So when I close this knit I must join with these purl stitches of the end. For that the work is uniform. You must use multiple of the number 4. 20, 40, 80, depends all of the stitches that you use, but you must try to use multiple of the number 4. Let me hear. I want to see the video if it's correct, all in my video. Okay. Lady Crochet. Hola, my dear Manuela. Good morning. Arash, stop. Are you Iranian? Nine. I come from Latino America. I come from Peru. Embassy Roda. Hi, this is Brandon from Uganda. Hello, my dear Brandon. Welcome. Happy vibes, Bella. Hola, hola, my dear friend. Hello, thank you to be here. Okay. I have my channel in Spanish where you can find my patterns in Spanish too. You can find beanies, headbands, sweaters. But now YouTube make automatic the translation in a lot of language. Yesterday, I saw this pattern of my beanie in Spanish and I could change the language to Französisch, French, to Italianish, Portuguese. So you, and Dutch too, you can watch my video. I will let you, at the end of this workshop, I will let you the pattern in Spanish. So you must use multiple of number 4 to make the rib stitch, to knit and to purl, for that coincide the work. After this, when you make the multiple of 4, you can see how many braids you want in your beanie and how many stitches you want between every braid. You must make sometimes a little tricks for that the works. The numbers are, you must try that it's not necessary that all the spaces between the braids had the same number of stitches. By example, here I have 5 purl stitches. This is the reverse. This will be like this. So, by example, here I have 5 purl stitches, here 5, and here 4. Thank you for your like. I will show you now. I will make some rows until that I can make the first cross of our braid. Thank you to be here. This is the purl stitch, punto revés en español, and knit stitch, punto derecho, knit stitch. Here we have the knit stitch. And again, purl stitches. In my Beanie, I made the Beanie with double yarn. I joined double yarn. And after this, use the needle number 7. So my Beanie was a little loose. So now only I make the stitches that I find. Here I find the purl stitch, so we make the purl stitches. Thank you for your like. Muchas gracias, chicas. Here we finish with purl stitch. I use for this little pattern the needles number 4 millimeters, look, because the yarn is a little teeny. Hola, Chivani Kami, 1, 2, 3. Hello, welcome. Here in Germany is 11 and 8 minutes in the morning. Hello. Thank you for your like. Muchas gracias. So here only we can count how many rows I have. Look, we will close like this. To me, this is the front. For this, I turn in the reverse. In the reverse of the work, I will make the braids. Here I have, we count the rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 rows. 5 hileras we have here. So here I begin with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 knit stitches. This will be one braid. Una trenza en español. We say in Spanish braid, trenza, trenzas. This is the space between the braids. 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5 purl stitches, 5 puntos revés, the yarn in the reverse, in the back, and we make the 6 knit stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5 y 6. 6 stitches, knit stitch. Yarn in the front, and we make the purl stitches. 5, 3, 4, and 5, 5. Yarn in the back. Thank you for your like. Remember that you can watch my videos in English and Spanish too in my channel in Spanish. Thank you for your like and subscribe here on my channel. And now I have the option of members, because I will start to make videos or patterns only for the members of my channel. The next video will be the Sophie scarf and the one vest in one piece. Okay, yarn in the front, and here I have 4 purl stitches, so we make only. In my Beanie, with 2 yarns together and the needles number 7 millimeters, I had 60 stitches, only 60. Multiple of 4 bar was. And here I have 32 stitches, that is multiple of the number 4. We turn. I want to show you this. I made 2 in my channel in Spanish, and look, I want that you see. Here is the reverse for me, but this will be the front of the work, only in this Beanie hat. We turn, the rib stitch. I must make double rib stitch for that is more warm over Beanie hat. And here I have 2 knit stitches, and at the end I have the 2 purl. So when we sew, because we must sew, here we have the 2 purl and the 2 knit. So the pattern continuing. And it's the same with the braids. By example, here is the first braid, and here is the space. So when we sew, we have here the braid with the space, with the purl stitches. So thank you to be here. Thank you for your like. So now this is the front, but this will be the reverse to me. And I have here 2, 4, 6. Here I have 6 rows, so I will make the 7th row. Because the cross of our braid we made in the front of the work, and this will be the reverse. We only repeat the stitches that we made. Before you made your Beanie, you must calculate the stitches with one little pattern, how many stitches you need, and with the multiple of 4 first, and after this you can have 5 braids, 6 braids, the braids that you want, and between the braids you must have the stitches, these purl stitches, for that the braids is more notorious in our work. I love the braids, it's super nice. We turn and look. Now I am in the front of the work. Look, I have 2, 4, 6, and 7. We turn this. Yesterday I showed you how I begin this little pattern, so you can close. And now for this front, that is the reverse, I will make the braids. Here I have 7 rows, okay? Our cross of our braids, we must make every 6 rows, every 7 rows, every you can make the cross in the place that you want, every row that you want. But better is that you make, for that is only for the work, if you make every 4 rows, in all the work you must make every 4. Here I will make every 6 rows. Here I have 7 because I make this, but in the next you will see. So, how we make the cross. Help me with another, and I have 6 stitches. Okay, from these 6 stitches, I will divide the work in the half and half, so 3 and 3. So we will pass 3 stitches in one hook. I let here, I pull a little, and with the needle we will make the 3 rest of knit stitches. So we make the first, we pull a little, not so tight, not so loose. 1, 2, and 3 from the 6. And now these 3 stitches we will pass to the another needle from the left. And here we will knit the 3 knit stitches. Look. And ready, we made the first cross. The yarn into the front, and I will make 5 purl stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We must make the stitches that we find between every braid, okay? And again, we repeat. Thank you for your like. 1, 2, 3. 3 stitches. I let a little with careful, and I made the 3. Oh, first, you must make the yarn into the back. After the purl, we must make, because we will make the knit stitches. 1, 2, and 3. 3 puntos. And the 3, we will pass again to the left needle. Lady Crochet says, Maricita, I have a channel too. Good, Manuela, that is good. Daria Fark, hola. Hola, Daria. And now we make again the 3 knit stitches, 3 puntos derechos. And ready, we made the cross of the braid. Ya tejimos el cruce de la trenza. Yarn in the front because we must make the purl stitches that we find, no? And we find the another 6 stitches for the braids. 1, 2, 3. 3 we let in the front and the yarn in the back after the purl stitches, and we make again 3 knit stitches, 3 puntos derechos. Again, 1, 2, and 3 in the left needle, and we make with careful. You can make braids from 4 stitches, 2 stitches. I made here from 6 stitches, but you can make the design of your braid like you prefer. I show you, I teach you the technique, but you can make your own design. Okay, to make the last 4 stitches, yarn into the front, and we make the 4 purl stitches, and ready. This is the first cross of our work. Look. And this will be the front. Always I make the cross in the front of my Beanie hat, because in the reverse you don't notice the braids. Thank you to be here. I will drink my water. It's a little, how many grads we have today? We have grads and not Fahrenheit. This Beanie hat is a classic. I think that all we must have one classic Beanie hat with braids. And this is very nice because we turn. In my Beanie, I made 10 rows of the rib stitch before these 2 rows that turn the work. And after this, I repeat 10 rows of the rib stitch. I made now a new Beanie with braids, because this blau I have not anymore, and I begin with this beautiful color, look, and I use the needles number 3,50 millimeters. I have here 90 stitches because I make a little pattern and I calculate a little to know how many stitches I need for my Beanie hat. Remember that one Beanie hat, the contour of one Beanie hat for teenagers and for us, the adults, is approximately 48 until 52 centimeters. the contour, all the contour of our head. So here only we make all the stitches that we find. Here I find the 4 knit stitches, and this is the braid, look, yarn in the front, and we make with careful the 6 purl stitches of the braid. My Beanie hat is a little slouchy, so it's almost approximately 30 centimeters of long. Includes to the rib stitch. Altogether is 30 centimeters. So when we find the 6 stitches of the braid, we make only with careful. Hello, my dear Ice Ergildis. Thank you to be here. We make when we have the purl stitch here in the reverse, here in the front is the knit stitch. They are the opposite. When you make one purl stitch, in the another side is a knit stitch. Here I find the 6 stitches of the braid, and now are purl in the back. So I will make the 6. This is the technique that I learned in my land, in my country, Peru. Peru is South America, Latin America. Okay, little to little you can notice that the braid is nice. Now only we must repeat. We can make one little gancho. Where is my ganchitos? Here is one. Sure, you can see here where is. Now we made 2. From the cross is the first row. So is here. So now we have 2. Here I will make the number 6 or 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 y 6. This is Spanish. You learn a little Spanish too, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 puntos revés. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 puntos derechos. Yarn in the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 puntos revés. 5. Yarn in the back. We made the braid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 y 6 puntos derechos. And yarn in the front, and we make 1, 2, 3 y 4 puntos revés. Vier Linkmasche, das ist German, 4 purl stitches. 4 puntos revés. We turn, volteamos el tejido, we turn the crocheted work, and only I continue, I will show you the another cross. In the video of my pattern, you can watch how I made decreases, and from 60 stitches that I had in my Beanie, I had at the end almost 14 stitches. And with these 14 stitches, I close my Beanie. But this was with yarn, double yarn, and with the needles number 7 millimeters. You must make your little pattern, and you must try to see how many stitches you need for the size that you want. You can compare with one headband. if you want make for kinder or for kids. But this size that I made in my pattern is for teenagers and adults. That was approximately in all the contour 50 centimeters. Remember, the knit stitch is very stretch, so you don't need to make exactly 50 centimeters. We pull, and look how many rows we have now. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 rows. I will make the number 5, and in the next row for the front we will make the cross of our cruz. En la siguiente hilera por el frente vamos a tejer el siguiente cruce por el frente del tejido. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 knit stitches. Thank you for your like. Thank you to subscribe and activate the bell to receive the post when I have a new video here on my channel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 y 6. Yarn in the front and we make the purl stitches. Puntos revés en español. Look, one tip. When you see that your border is like this, it's not so loose, it's not so tight, this means that these needles are perfect for your yarn. When you see in your work that the needles are a little, or the borders are loose, is that you must use a teeny needle. This is one tip. So look, this I made 2 rows of purl stitches. You see, here in the front I made purl stitches in the center of our rib stitch, and in the reverse I make knit stitches. So here in this part you can watch only 2 rows of knit, and here you can watch 2 rows of purl stitch. This make that our work turn, our rib stitch, our waistband. It's not waistband, how is the name? Waistband, I think that is over for pulleys. How is for Beanie hats? You know this word? Maybe it's correct, I don't know. En español, we say like pretina, pretina. Okay, now I am in the reverse because you know here you don't see the braids, so this is the reverse, and we make only the stitches that we find. The knit stitch is like plano. Look how is the knit stitches. Punto derecho en español. And you find so forth automatic the purl stitch punto revés. Look, like canoten. So yarn in the front and we make the purl stitches, puntos revés. Puntos derechos. We make the knit stitches. And when we find the purl stitches, we make the yarn in the front of our work. Puntos revés. I tell you for that you know, if you watch my videos in Spanish with the subtitles in your language, you can understand a little. Yarn in the back and we make the 6 or the stitches that we find, I think is 5. Only the braids always will have the 6 stitches, remember. Between the braids, you can make the stitches that you prefer. We pull and look the border. Now you can count. Here is the first row after, or the first row when we make the cross. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 rows. So here for the front of the work, I will make the next cross, okay? I will help me with another needle for that you can see better. Here we find the first braid, la primera trenza, and 1, 2, and 3. We make here in front with careful. Here is the yarn. We insert the needle in the first stitch of the left needle and we make 3 knit stitches. 1, 2 y 3. Now with careful we make the 3 stitches in the left needle. And again we make with careful 1, sometimes close the stitches because when we make the cross it's a little tight. Second and third, tercero. Now we have again our cross of our braid. Braid en español, trenza. Yarn in the front because we must make the purl stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4 y 5. Yarn in the back. 1, 2 y 3. With careful, try don't make so tight, okay? We make the 3 a little loose the yarn. 1, 2, and 3 knit stitches. Again, we pass the 3, 1, 2 y 3. And with careful, remember, 1, 2 y 3. Yarn in the front and we have here 5 purl stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4 y 5 puntos revés. Yarn in the back. 1, 2, 3. With careful, not so tight. 1, 2, and 3. And we pass, and we finish. Terminamos las trenzas, el cruce de las trenzas. Thank you for your like. 1, 2 y 3. So, you can find braids 2 and 2, 3 and 3, like this, 1 and 1. You can make these designs too of the braids. But more of 3 or 4 is a little more difficult, okay? But I will try to show you more braids in my next workshops. So here, yarn in the front and we make the last 4 stitches. Here I have 32 stitches, okay? 32 stitches because we must use multiple of number 4. So every braid is 6 stitches. 6, 12, 18. 18 less 32 is 14 stitches. And here I cannot make 14 exactly between the braids. So I must make a little tricks. Here I make 5, 5, and 4. 5, 5, 10, and 4, 14. Don't worry if you have one stitch less here. Nobody noticed, don't worry. And the braid will be, or the beanie will be like this. I want to show you again the beanie, my beanie, Abril is the name. I will let you the pattern on the comments and on the description box. Look, the double rib stitch is here in front and in the back too, for that is more warm for the cold. The braids are 2 from 6 like this pattern, and between the every braid I have the purl stitches. You can watch here how turn over rib stitch, double rib stitch. I use double yarn. For this I use only 60 stitches in all the beanie. 60 stitches and the needles number 7. But now I make for me another, beanie because this I give a present. So I have not anymore. And I find this beautiful color, look. And I calculate with the number 4. Here I have 96 stitches because I make the rib stitch. The rib stitch is 2 purl and 2 knit. I begin now only with the waistband. This will be a new pattern here on my channel. Remember that you can be a member because my next patterns only will be for the members of my channel. Look here, I only make 2 knit and 2 purl stitches. Rib stitch en español, punto elástico. Needles, agujas en español. Agujas, needles. In the front we make the purl. And in the front I make, when I have the yarn in the back I make the knit, and when I make the yarn in the front is the purl stitches. So I find this is a merino yarn, I think. It's very nice. I have 200 grams. For one beanie, normal advice, usually you use 100 grams, 120 grams. Depends of the long of your beanie, no? When we finish the long of our beanie that we want, we turn into parts and we sew here. In my pattern in Spanish, I have I made here in the front the purl stitches, and when I finish, I make 2. So when I make together was a little big this when I sew. Sure, the sew is for the back of our beanie. Nobody noticed this. For this, I try to show you how you must make. If you have 3 braids, you must have 3 spaces. If you make 4 braids, you must have 4 spaces. If you make 5 braids, you must have 5 spaces. And remember that not always must have the, in this space of purl stitches, you don't must have exactly, because it all depends of the stitches that you have here, that is multiple of number 4. Okay, my dear friends, this was our workshop. I will let you on the comments and on the description box this the pattern in Spanish that I have are 2 parts. I will let you in the comments and on the description box. And I want to invite you to subscribe here on my channel, Maricita Colors in English. It's total free. And remember, activate the bell to receive the post when I have a new video here on my channel. You can find me too on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Tomorrow, I don't know if I have workshop, but for this, activate the notifications. If I have not a workshop, I will let you on the publications one video, one pattern free that you can make in crochet or knitting. Hello, my dear Noor. Thank you to be here, my dear. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias to all my friends. Thank you, Lady Crochet, Manuela. I will see your channel, my dear lady, don't worry. Arash Stop. Thank you, my dear Babasi, Rhoda. Happy Vibes, Bella, Chivani Kami, Lady Crochet, Daria Fark, and Noor. Thank you very much. We see us in my next workshop in live. Ciao, ciao. Gracias, my dear friends. Hasta la vista.